back. You're watching CNN News 18 and these visuals are coming to the fore from the Rouse Avenue court in the national capital where Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is going to appear in just a short while from now. This is over the case that has been filed against him by several wrestlers accusing him of outraging their modesty, of sexual harassment, of molestation and of stalking. All of those charges is what he's been booked under. A charge sheet was filed by the Delhi police a short while ago, a few days ago in fact. The charge sheet runs into over 1,500 pages. Anshul, my colleague, joining us from outside the Rouse Avenue court. The hearing is about to begin in just a short while from now, Anshul, but the Delhi police in a charge sheet has made very clear that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is liable to be prosecuted.
Well, yes, that is what the charge sheet is filed for, because if at all the Delhi police was did not think that he is liable to be prosecuted, then the Delhi police would have filed a final report in this entire matter. Now, since they have filed the charge sheet, which means that they have gotten some evidence, sorry, which could go against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, and hence they have filed this entire almost 1,600-page charge sheet in front of the court. Now, in this charge sheet, there are the most interesting part is the allegations that have been made against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh by the 6 top wrestlers of the country. In fact, a few of the wrestlers have narrated more than 7 to 8 incidents where they were sexually harassed. Now, all these accusations that were made against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, each and every accusation was in fact looked into and investigated by the Delhi police. In few of the accusations that have been made, there has been no evidence that the Delhi police was able to corroborate. There were no witnesses that the Delhi police was able to corroborate. There were no CCTV visuals. There were no digital evidences. But in a few of the complaints, there are pictures, colored pictures that the Delhi police has been able to retrieve. There are statements of a few of our coaches in a few complaints. There are statements of a few referees in the complaints, and also there are statements of other few female wrestlers in the complaint that has been mentioned in that charge sheet by the Delhi police, and hence it has been written in the charge sheet that action should be taken against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh in this entire matter. Now, since the charge sheet has been filed in front of the court has taken cognizance of this charge sheet. Today, the hearing that is going to happen on the bail impending investigation in this entire matter. Now, remember, if Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is able to secure this bail from the Rouse Avenue's MP MLA court, then it is going to be a massive setback for the wrestlers, because remember, one of the major demands of the wrestlers since day one, in fact since the day they had filed a complaint in the Connaught Place police station, was to arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh and was to put him behind the bars. Now, since the Delhi police did not arrest him over the last 3 months since the complaint and the FIR was filed, it is going to be very interesting as to how the court is going to look into this entire investigation that has been carried out by the Delhi police. And if at all Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh managed to secure a bail, then it can be seen as a massive setback to the demands that were put forth by the protesting wrestlers. So yes, the next few minutes and the next few hours, in fact, are going to be very interesting, as the arguments are going to start inside the court, and it remains to be seen what sort of arguments will be put forth by the lawyers of the victims, and how will they defend Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, or how will they oppose the bail of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh in this entire matter.
Right, he's a 6-time member of parliament. He was booked under all of these allegations, all of these charges as far as stalking is concerned, as far as outraging the modesty of a woman is concerned. Several charges have been made by the wrestlers, all of which were applied by the Delhi police when they filed that charge sheet. The charge sheet, remember, was filed on the 15th of June, the court taking cognizance. The Delhi police seeking a trial now against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. He is now going to be seeking bail when he enters that courtroom, I beg your pardon. The fight of wrestlers versus Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh continues now on the legal front. Now, as far as the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh goes, Anshul, in the charge sheet, the Delhi police has also gone on to list why they haven't arrested him in the last 3 months, as you were pointing out. The Delhi police going on to say that several of the allegations that were made as far as intimidation and of threats were concerned, those were not corroborated, which is why he wasn't arrested.
So yes, there is a very clear rule in this entire matter that if at all the charges that have been placed against a person, if the quantum of sentence is less than 7 years, then immediate arrest is not necessary, and the arrest of the accused is on the prerogative of the investigating officer. Now, since the Delhi police thought that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is not at flight risk, he is a respected member of the parliament, and hence he is not going to flee away from the country, or if he is staying out, he is not going to manage the witnesses or hamper with evidences, and hence they decided not to arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. If at all any of the charges that were placed against him, if the quantum of sentence was more than 7 years, then an immediate arrest would have been mandated, and the bail for that would have been would only be given by the court of law, and he could be presented in front of any magistrate for that matter. Now, since section 354, 354A, 354D, section 34 of the IPC and section 506, these are the charges that have been placed against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, and none of them actually have a quantum of sentence which is more than 7 years. The maximum sentence that could be given to him according to all these charges that have been framed against him is approximately of 5 years, and hence the Delhi police did not deem it necessary to arrest him, and that is the reason why the court also did not raise any objections regarding the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Remember, the wrestlers had reached the Supreme Court regarding the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, but the Supreme Court had also said that they should appeal in front of the right court, the accredited court, post which action could be taken. They had approached the court, but yes, the option of arrest was still not given to them. In fact, it was said that if at all the investigating officer deems it necessary, he can arrest it, but if the IO did not deem necessary the arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, and hence he was not arrested. Today, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is knocking the doors of the court to get that relief, because if at all he gets this relief from the court, which means that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh won't be arrested until and unless some explosive evidence is found against him in the supplementary charge sheet that is filed against him, or till the time the court goes ahead and gives him a quantum of sentence in this entire matter post arguments. So these are the two scenarios in which Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh could be arrested if at all he manages to secure a bail today, a pre-arrest bail today. So yes, the next few minutes are going to be very, very interesting. In fact, today is the day that is the most interesting when it comes to this entire controversy that we have been covering from ground zero over the last 6 months. Today is one of the most interesting days as it is going to tell us in which direction is this entire investigation going, and if at all the statements and the accusations that have been made by the wrestlers, have the Delhi police been able to find any corroborative evidences or any strong evidences against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh that could actually mean an arrest of his. But yes, according to the charge sheet that we have accessed, what can be seen in the charge sheet, that the evidences are not up to the mark, but yes, everything depends on the kind of arguments that happens inside the court. So yes, it remains to be seen once the argument starts, how does the side of the victims actually oppose the bail that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is seeking for at this moment.
When the charge sheet was filed, when it was submitted in court, the court had observed that it is a lengthy charge sheet. It needs time to consider, which is why a 3 weeks time was given for Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh and the other accused in this case to appear before court. Today is that day, and the hearing has begun, is what we're learning, in the court of Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Harjeet Singh Jaspal, who has started hearing the case. As we speak, the attendance of the accused is being taken, is what we're learning. The arguments have just about begun of what's exactly transpiring inside court. These visuals on the left side of your screen are coming in from the Rouse Avenue court, from the premises where you see Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, of course, heavily cordoned by policemen there to ensure that there is no untoward incident while this hearing takes place. We are trying to get you more details of what exactly is transpiring in court. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who is the accused in this case, has moved for bail, is what we're learning. His counsel has said that since he wasn't arrested during investigation, they are now applying for bail. A pre-arrest bail is what they are seeking. Protection from arrest is what Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is seeking from the court. The hearing is still underway. These are just preliminary arguments that are being made inside court. Anshul continues to be with us, getting us more details. Aranya, my colleague, of course, inside the courtroom, giving us minute-by-minute updates of what exactly is transpiring inside. Anshul, arguments being made by Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's counsel, and the main argument is, given the fact that since the allegations were leveled, the arrest was not made, their application for bail should be considered.